Hello and welcome to Seb Talks Money. This video is an addendum to the video I did earlier today on budgeting made easy. I did not have the correct spreadsheet available when I did my live stream, and I just wanted to make this video as a supplement to that video that I did earlier today. Again, the live stream video that I did on budgeting made easy, this one is a supplement to that, with me showing you the spreadsheet that I really wanted to demonstrate, and the spreadsheet that I'm going to be linking in both videos so you can download that for your use. So with that said, let me go ahead and share my screen. Share my screen, and I want to go to the budget spreadsheet. Okay, so on this budget spreadsheet, I am wanting you to see how I set up the daily tracking, because as I said in the other video, I wanted, in order for you to start your budget, I want you to track your expenses for at least 30 days. And then I also wanted you to factor in those expenses that are not monthly, like the property tax that you pay once per year, the auto insurance that if you pay that maybe once every year or every 6 months. So I want you to factor those in as part of your tracking. But for now, this spreadsheet, what this demonstrates is all the different expenses, the categories of expenses. So on the fixed expense side, I have your mortgage, I have second mortgage, car loan, student loan, property taxes, insurance, whether it's renters or home insurance, auto, life, disability, health insurance. If you're not paying that through your paycheck, you're gonna track these expenses. Savings, I'm hoping that you have a fixed amount going to your savings. So here on fixed expense, savings for retirement. If you have a fixed amount going into a retirement account, that is not part of your net income. Of course, you can track your gross income and then all the breakdowns of different things that come out of your paycheck. You can track that here, but to make it easier, I would just track those things outside that you're not paying within your paycheck. So you're going to be starting with your net income, and anything else that you pay once that money goes into your account, anything else that you pay, you track with this spreadsheet. So you savings for retirement, cable, usually it's a fixed amount per month. And then of course these miscellaneous categories here, you can change them into whatever other fixed expenses you have. Now on the variable expenses category, you're going to have your utilities, your trash, your water. Typically trash is fixed for a certain time, like maybe for every 3 months, they change it, or 6 months, then they change the amount. But if your trash is fixed, of course, you can stick it up in the top. Whichever ones that are fixed, meaning that there is a set amount every month, no matter what. So you put those up in a fixed expense. The variable expenses are those that will change from month to month because of season or because of some other reason. So you can change up move things around based on your preference and based on how things work for you. And then, of course, I have a section here that says tax deductible, their tithing, your offering, charity contributions, child health care, auto tag fees. Sometimes in some states that is tax deductible, and any other thing you can add additional categories. You can download the spreadsheet and play with it and do whatever you need to do, or you can print it out and just write on it as you go per day. And of course, some of these things are not going to be daily expenses, and that's fine. You just keep it anyway, and you just write it when you pay it. The goal is to track what you're spending for 31 days, for 30 days. And I put 31 here because a lot of months have 31 days. So it'd be great if you chose a 31-day month, because then you can really, it's a bigger picture of your spending. So you track all of that here. And this is just a repeat of what's above, the day 17, day 18. So you get a total. This will be your day 1 total right here in column B. Day 2 total in column C. You would have the totals here. So it would just run all your totals all the way across here. And then when you go down to day 17, all the way through day 31, then you run your total. And then this total here would, this column, I haven't put formula in, but it would total your total. It would give you a total of all categories for all 31 days. And this is what you would pull and analyze. This column here is what you would pull and analyze to now create your budget. So we go over to the budget tab, and now you're looking at income versus expenses, and to see what your net is at the end of each month. So if your paycheck, let's say this one is set up by paycheck period. So if you get paid on the 15th, the 30th, then you want to set it up that way. I'll also put in a tab where it's just once per month, and then I also put in a tab where it's just for the month, January. So it's not based on, you're not looking at, this is budgeting based on your paycheck, but I want to put in a tab that allows you to budget for the month. So it's not based on your paycheck. Like, you're not saying, okay, on the 15th, I'm going to pay XYZ, and the 30th, I'm going to pay XYZ. No, I'm setting up another tab in there where you say for each month, these are the total expenses that I want to pay each month. So that way you have a chance to play with it, how you want to track your budget, whether you want to track your budget by pay period, how your actual to what you want to spend, or what you budgeted to spend by pay period, or if you want to say, this is my budget for the month, and then you track how that is. Because right now, all this is just showing you the pay period and what you're paying per pay period. So if that's how you want to track it, that's fine. I track mine like this sometimes, and then another time I'll track what do I want to pay per month, and how did that go. I budget $50 for let's say eating out, but I spent $60. So that means I had to take something from another category, so I need to switch up my categories. If I'm doing that on a regular basis, paying $60 for eating out when my budget is $50, then that tells me that I need to either cut back on eating out, or I need to increase that category and decrease another category. So this is what these spreadsheets will do. They'll help you to track how you're spending based on how you want to spend and how you end up spending. So again, the first tab is tracking for the month, just to see how what you spent. And again, keeping in mind that there are expenses that are yearly or twice per year, and you want to make sure you divide that by 12, divide it by 6, and include that in your tracking. So you're picking up everything, so that by the end of the year, if your total was supposed to be 50,000, you don't have 40,000 or 50,000 on your spreadsheet, but then you have these end of year expenses that you never tracked for. So now you really have 50,000 plus these expenses. So you want to track everything, so that if it's 50,000, it's 50,000. Okay. So the budget tab, which again, I'm going to add a couple more in here, that you can actually track your budget by paycheck, or if you want to do budget per month versus actual, or however you want to track it. And this spreadsheet, again, will be available to you. So I just wanted to share this again as an addendum, because I did not have the right spreadsheet up on my computer when I did my live, and I just did not want to rob you of the information. So again, you have your take-home pay here. Your total for the expenses will, whatever those expenses are, you can add and take and subtract, and your total expenses. And I'll just put a number in here. Let's say $1,000 for healthcare reimbursement. And well, that was 10,000. So let's take off a zero. Okay. And so your total expenses, say 1,000. And let's say your paycheck, your take home pay is 50,000 per pay period. So you have a surplus of 49,000. And then if you had cash at the beginning of of the period. Let's say you had $1,000 in cash at the beginning of the period. So now your balance at the end of the period, is 50,000. So you carry that forward here. And now you have your balance at the beginning of this pay period would be 50,000, right? And I'll fix the formula so you have that going across. So you have then you'd have your total expenses again, tracked up top, all of your expenses up here. You'd have your new paycheck, which is 50,000 again per pay period. You come down here and all your different expenses that you have, vacation and trip. Let's say you spent 10,000. You're planning to spend 10,000, or you went on vacation for that pay period. So your total expense is 10,000. Your surplus from that period, from this period, because your paycheck was 50, your expense is 10, and so now you have 40,000 surplus, and you're going to add that to the beginning, the cash that you brought forward from the last pay period, and now your cash at the end of the pay period is 90,000. So again, this one is if you're wanting to track by pay period. So after you track your daily expenses and you know how you want to, what your spending is, and then you've created your budget, and you know where each category fits and the amount, then you come over here and you set up your pay period. You're budgeting by pay period. You put how much you make for that pay period and what your expenses are within that pay period. And then that way, you know what your cash is to carry forward at the end of each pay period. This is a great way to track. Then I'm going to also add another spreadsheet, another tab, where all it is your total budget based on what you calculate from the daily expense tracking, your total budget, and you just want to track your total budget and what your actual is. You're going to, after at the end of each month, you're going to come in and you're going to plop in what your actual was. So you can see in January, my actual was 20,000. In February, my actual was 21,000, but my budget is 19,000 for each month. And it's 19. So now I have 21, I have 20. So now I can kind of see where I need to adjust. Because again, a budget, all it is a tool to be able to, for you to use to balance, to manage your money in a way that makes sense for you. There is no budget that is hard and fast that belong to anybody. There's no fixed budget. It all depends on your lifestyle and what it is that you want to make priority. So this spreadsheet again will be available in this video, the link of this video, and it will be available in the link of the video that I did earlier today. Thank you so much for watching. Please come back 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time next Sunday when we'll have another dynamic session. We're going to have several visitors with us. We're going to be talking about wealth mindset. In January, we're going to talk about wealthy mindset. So please come back and see us at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video.